A little update on trades this morning. So I only took one short scalp here, and not a short scalp, a long scalp. And the reason I made this scalp is because I noticed after we took out all of this buy side liquidity down here, we started to push up. And something that I noticed is we were respecting the wicks of these candles here, and so another time here. And so as soon as we had the wick form down here on this one, I took the 50 fib level of here and I placed an order, and I was targeting the consequent encroachment of this wick up here. And so we just had a quick long scalp here, got filled, and within one 15-minute candle got 16 handles up to this level here and got out. And I could have waited for it to go higher, but I just noticed that while we closed green here on ES, we closed red on NQ. And I just saw as soon as we got out, actually, price started to push back down here. Obviously, we can see it's recovering a bit now, but I didn't want to kind of try to go too long and take out the highs just because of the way price action is a little bit slow this morning. And the wicks seem to be what's getting targeted, so that's what I went for. Took only one contract, so I only made about 160 or 175 bucks, something like that. And that's just what you have to do when you're not completely certain. This is not like a move where I had crazy high convictions, so I brought my risk level down, and I only risked about, I think, 100 bucks to the downside or so on my stop loss. But one thing I want us to take a look at here is how NQ is starting to show bearish signals right here. It's really struggling to close above this high here, and it keeps closing red. I know ES is looking like it's pushing up a little bit, but I'm actually anticipating ES to follow what NQ is doing and to actually just kind of lose steam over here and start to sell off. I have a little target here of the bottom of this wick right here. Let's see if my prediction is correct. I don't know how strong of a sell-off it will be, but I can just see this doesn't look like it wants to push higher. This looks a bit exhausted from this rally, so let's see what happens. All right, so small update. Looks like my prediction is going to be slightly wrong, at least in the near term. ES looks like it wants to go out and take the liquidity up here. So let's see what happens. I think it might push up right here, take it out, maybe come to the 50 level of this wick up here, and then let's see what happens from there. Maybe we'll continue higher. Small update. So it's actually breaking down, kind of like following the NQ, which is what I was expecting in the first place. So we're here right now. I'm looking for it to come down and take this level right here. So let's see how this plays out. I'm still right now, I'm not going to make any moves. There she goes. Boom. Yep. So I'm actually liking this setup for a potential short. If we can see this low right here just get taken, I might, and if we could see this low get taken with a fair value gap with some kind of confluence for me, I'll probably take it short and target this level down here, because if you look at the 30-minute, it just looks like, I mean, I want to see how this closes. So to me, it just looks like there's a small gap right here. Price is just starting to slow down up here, especially if you look at the NASDAQ. Looks like it's starting to push down. I could be wrong, but looks like it's starting to round out up here. So depending on the next a couple of candles that we can see, I might look to get short if we can have a break of market structure here. So right now we just sit on our hands and we see what commences in the next 15 to 30 minutes, and then let's see what we do. Update on this trade. So the theme continues to hold true this morning. Price comes down, hits the consequent encroachment of this wick here, and then pushes higher. It takes out these highs here. I think, obviously on the trade that I made, I could have waited, probably got these highs here, could have waited another 30 minutes and probably got it. But that's just the name of the game when it comes to making trades. Like sometimes you need to make adjustments to your position the way that you're seeing price. And for me, I just wanted to take something off the table. I didn't really, I wasn't certain that we'd push up past here. And I'd rather leave with some profit than potentially no profit. And that's just how I was feeling today. And other days might be different. Like there might be some days where I just break it. I just move the stop to break even and let it play out. And I'm okay with making nothing. Today I felt decent around that area. I just taking something off the table and keeping it moving. So yeah, let's see what continues to happen with price the rest of the session. See how now price is starting to push down hard after we pushed up, took out this high. Price is starting to reject here, and I really want to see how the 30-minute candle closes, and this is where I like to go into higher time frames to see the overall picture. See how candles are just like this and starting to make this rounding out sort of look here. And so I want to see this 30-minute candle close. Like, are we going to close higher, or are we going to just push down and close here, open the next candle lower? If that happens, I'll probably look for a short, because I think we might just go ahead and target this, which I believe is a 4 hour? This, which is a 4 hour fair value gap to the downside. So that is what I'm going to be looking for here. Is, we have another 11 minutes for this candle to close, so I'm going to wait for that to close, and then I'm going to look to get short if I can find a good entry point depending on the way that the candle closes. So we'll keep you updated on this one. Today I traded the E-mini S&P futures. As you can see, there's lots of action that went on today, even though this was just a rather small day in terms of price action. Today I actually did pass my first evaluation. You can see here my goal was to get to 53,000. I started with a 50K account, and so I passed that, which is cool. I think the market already closed, so it doesn't show my total P&L for the day, but it was about $1,500. And so I'm going to kind of break down what I saw today and why I made the moves that I did. So let's start off with the weekly chart. First things that catch my eye. Number one is how the candles were basically the last 2 weeks struggling to close above this old all-time high right here. So just draw a line out from here. Every time price seems to push above here, it closes below. And so I was looking for the potentiality of that happening again this week. So that was one thing to observe. The others were that we have these huge wicks on both sides of this weekly candle from last week. And if there's something we know about wicks, is that they can act, the 50% level of wicks can act as a gap, and price action tends to move towards those to either retrace or rebalance, or even sometimes just push up towards them. So I had these areas noted out prior to trading today, the 50% level of this weekly wick here. There. And there. fuck's sake. All right. And then the other thing to note as well is that after last week's close, we got this gap that was formed on the weekly chart. So I didn't have a pure bias today, but I did have these levels marked out. And so what I was looking for is a potential sweep. If we're going to go down, I was looking for a potential sweep of liquidity here and then a push down towards this 50% level of this wick. If we had opened, pushed down immediately and started to push back up with a break of structure, I would look for it to hunt the 50% level here on the weekly. So I didn't really go into today with a pure bias. I was kind of waiting for price action to show me what it wanted to do. On the daily chart, we can see that after price pushed up here, it had rebalanced into this daily gap right here. And then it kind of pushed up strong on Friday here, but we're still within the body of this candle here. So that didn't really tell me too much. Scale down into the 4 hour and look for more targets that price might want to push to. The first one that caught my eye is this 4 hour gap right here that was not filled. And so if price started to push down and it was showing bearish patterns, then I was going to look for a price to push down into this area of interest right here to the downside. And that's exactly what happened here. If we look at the hourly chart, prior to market open, price moves up, sweeps this area. This is the area that we had on the weekly that was struggling to push over. Once again, pushes up, immediately slams back down, and then we had another strong movement down right before market open here. So my initial bias was that we are going to be bearish on the day. So I was looking for potential shorts. But as you can see, as you'll see pretty soon, my first trade was actually a short, not a short, but a quick scalp for a long. And that was here. And I'll tell you why I did it. As you can see here with price action, there's so many wicks that are being formed in each direction on the way up to this retracement. So as we already pushed up into this tiny one here, I was looking for price to rebalance up to this gap on the 15-minute here. And every single time you can see every single time we push down, we're respecting the 50% level of these wicks. Happened right here, happened again right here, happened again right here. And so with this area of interest right here in this 15-minute gap, and also this big wick that was formed here on the 15-minute, I went ahead and entered on the 50% level of this wick here, and it was just a quick scalp targeting the 50% level of this. And you can see we got that really quickly. A couple $100, one contract, in and out within 15 minutes right here. And then I wanted to wait for price to show me what it wanted to do. And the reason why I went for such a quick target was because price could have easily pushed back down here. I wasn't that confident that it'd break this high and make a run or anything. So I was just looking for something that I had high confidence in to make a quick move there. Then I kind of just sat on my hands, didn't do anything until I felt like price wanted to show me its hand. Price moves up, does break this high, immediately starts to push down here. And this is where I got short. As we can see here, price pushes up, breaks the highs, and then immediately closes down like this. This is a very bearish candle here and showed me that price didn't want to push up here anymore. So I took the 50% level of this wick here, entered right there on a short, got this nice big move down here, and I moved my stop to break even, and actually a little bit extra. I think it was about $150 or so. And it's a little bit frustrating. Price moves up all the way up here and ends up hitting my stop and stops me out of the trade. I made about $150 or so. So at this point, we're up like $350 or so on the day. But I was still very, very confident in this move hunting this area down here. So I was looking for another entry. Ideally, we can see it, I think, on the 5-minute. As we started to move up here, I was hoping that this small gap here on the 5-minute, we can kind of see it right here, would fill in. And so I had a limit order waiting right here as a short. And price kind of pushed up here. I thought maybe we'd get it. And it just slammed down here. And I was like, damn, I totally did not get that move. And I had high confidence in it. And it just looked like, I don't know, the way it was moving, it just looked like it might want to just slam straight down. So I said, screw this, I'm getting in right here. Took 2 shorts here, pushed down, and then that was when price started to pull back and slow down. And I realized that price would want to move and rebalance into this gap right here. So sold again for another small gain of about $150. I think we're up about $450 here. Repositioned with a limit order here in this gap. Got filled. Price moved up a little bit higher, closed down, and then I realized that actually my price target wouldn't have passed the challenge. It would have made me like just a little bit shy of the target that I had to hit. So I just said, screw this. I feel like this is going down, and I added one more contract onto my trade here, and then we just pushed straight down in the next 10 minutes into my take profit down here. And yeah, and that was exactly what happened today. So even though in on the daily chart it looked like a small move, I thought this was pretty easy trade right here. Got stopped out, up here, but and didn't get filled kind of where I wanted to up here. But all in all, it was a good trade. I had confidence in it, and yeah, let's see if I can capitalize on my funded account. It feels good to pass that that evaluation stage and have the opportunity to make some real money here. But at the end of the day, I haven't made any money yet, so there's nothing really too happy to be excited or celebrating about. I haven't really done anything yet. So cool, passed on this challenge, moving on to the next round, and I'll keep you guys updated with what happens there. Just got done seeing my massage therapist because I totally fucked up my back like 2 weeks ago in the gym. And literally for the past 2 weeks, I've been completely immobile. Like I have not worked out, I have not exercised or done anything like that. So it was really, really good to see him, and he gave me acupuncture and cupping, which is like a first time for both. I did not know what to expect. Acupuncture actually wasn't as painful as I anticipated it to be. It just felt like, I don't know, when you're getting like a flu shot or something just in your back. And the cupping was actually surprisingly more painful than the acupuncture. It was like, just felt kind of uncomfortable, like suction cups on your back, and they're like suctioning really hard, and there was some kind of like liquid or something that was making it feel like it was burning a little bit. But yeah, I would take a picture of my back right now, but I'm sitting down. It would be kind of hard to do that, but I'm sure I have all those red dots all over my back now. But feeling really, really good after that, and apparently it's supposed to get a lot better in the next couple of days. So looking forward to getting back out and being able to work out and exercise, because the weather has been so nice, and I just want to get back outside and go running and do all the things that I enjoy doing. But anyways, right now I'm going to meet my girl for some acai bowls, because I really wanted to get an acai bowl yesterday, but I just didn't really have the time. So we're gonna go and get acai bowls right now. I'm going to get some gas really quick. And other updates, today I did make a few trades on the E-mini S&P. I will be following up after I get back home with a recap of my trades. Today was a very, very good trade day. I was able to see the charts perfectly, and because of that, I passed my first evaluation, or whatever you want to call it. So I should be into the next phase of getting funded, which I'm really, really excited about. But to be honest, I don't really feel anything in terms of passing the first evaluation because, you know, there's still a lot of work to be done before actually getting a payout. And right now I've actually still made $0 from this. So, you know, I'm not going to get too happy about passing the evaluation. I've done it before. It's nothing, you know, special. And I think I've seen a lot of traders who get way too slap happy after getting past that first evaluation and then completely blow the account later. I've done it myself once. So, you know, good thing I got past that. Feels good, but, you know, not crazy happy about it or anything. Just going to continue with the process and doing what I've been doing for the past, I think, 2.5 weeks that I've been working on this evaluation. So I'll see you guys there. Gonna enjoy these things. Get back on the charts later. Whoa. It's a lizard.
Oh.
Gecko, this lizard is gonna eat the earthworm.